Hello, everyone, and welcome to CPA Site Solutions presentation on how CPAs can generate more business with social media. I'm Fanny Barrientos, and I will be presenting today. And actually, today we're really lucky. We are joined by Keith Washington, who will be giving you sort of the overview on some of the updates that are happening at CPA Site Solutions regarding our social media products. We're really excited to share what's coming up. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. Before I do get started, I'd like to go over some housekeeping. First, this webinar is being recorded and will be sent to you within a couple of business days. So if you miss anything or didn't quite catch something or want to review, you'll have the recording and the presentation deck for you to review. Also, if you have any questions, we will be answering those questions at the end of the presentation. So if you go to your GoToWebinar panel, you should see a box to ask those questions, and when we get to the live Q&A, we'll be sure to answer those, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we have a full agenda today. First, we're going to be talking about social media marketing and defining it, then going over the importance of being on social media, and then how you can dominate social media by building a strong online community. And then we'll also be giving you some additional resources. And then, like I said, we will be going some exciting product updates and then a live Q&A to help answer any questions you may have. Okay, so let's talk about social media. Social media management is monitoring, contributing to, filtering, measuring, and guiding the social media presence of a brand. In this case, it's your accounting firm. Social media management is marketing. It's designed to help firms gain leads and loyal clients by staying engaged and top of mind, providing helpful resources to prospective clients and even your existing clients. It's not new. It really is just a spin on word of mouth. And it's still, as you know, word of mouth is still one of the most powerful marketing strategies for really any business, including accounting firms. And really all that's done is the technology has enabled conversations with a broader audience. It just allows you to reach more people than traditional word of mouth. All right, so we're kind of alluding to this. Let's talk about the importance of social media. First, I want to give you a few stats. All in all, social media helps you connect with current and potential clients on a personalized level. And that's because there are so many people on social media already that it just allows for those connections. So to give you an example, 58.3 million US Facebook users were the ages between 25 and 34 years old, which is a growing demographic that most businesses covet, especially accounting firms and millennials that are growing up. We're starting to think about retirement, we're starting to think about family planning. And so we're going to look to accountants to help with that. Also, there are 5 new Facebook profiles created each second. So really the audience for Facebook is just growing. Even in light of recent news, it's very difficult to abandon Facebook because it's just made it very convenient for its users. And users are more likely to hold on to their existing profiles, to connect with families, to keep in touch with the news, to access some applications, some third-party applications such as Hulu, because it allows you to log in without having to remember a username and password. So it's just Facebook has been very good about keeping their users. And then just give you an idea of how much people are actually using Facebook is the highest traffic occurs midweek between 1 to 3 p.m., obviously when people should be working, and engagement is 18% higher on Thursdays and Fridays. So you can utilize this information to post the right content at the right time. All right, so a couple more reasons why social media is important. It allows you to increase visibility within your network through referrals and drive more traffic to your website. And I'm going to be touching on some of that later. You can also learn how your audience responds to various campaigns through analytics dashboards. So social media does have data behind it. You can utilize the analytics built in to each social media platform to make, informed decisions about how your social media is performing. It also creates a more personalized channel to stay engaged with clients outside of phone and email. And you can learn about client preferences through poll questions and status updates asking for commentary. It's also more cost effective than other forms of marketing such as radio and direct mail and any other traditional methods. And you can immediately address and answer basic customer inquiries that may arrive at social media. And actually, a lot of customers now turn to social media rather than calling and emailing because social media, people just assume that you're already on there, so they expect a quicker response turnaround than they would from even email or phone. All right, so let's talk about how you build a strong online community. So, a strong and large network of followers happens when you consistently provide valuable and educational content. So, how you do that is you keep posts educational and relevant to your target audience's needs. So, you always have to keep your audience in mind when you're posting on social media. You can promote specials and events to attract followers, but the important thing here is to not only self-promote. Offering things like discounts and whatever it is that you're offering is fine, but you also have to balance self-promotion with education and content that is newsworthy. So that's one of the important things. The other part of building a strong community is cultivating a strong relationship with followers through consistent and thoughtful interaction. So what that means is really talking about engagement. If someone engages on your profile, even the smallest thing, even if they just post, a slight comment, you can like that comment, you can respond with a lighthearted comment yourself. The important thing is to have a back and forth, right? So you can ask loyal clients to leave a positive review on your Facebook page in order to improve some of that engagement with other people that may have visibility into your Facebook page. And then, of course, make sure to thank them for their feedback publicly. You can respond to all comments and questions, both public and private, in a timely and professional manner. And the reason why you want to do both public and private is because even private conversations through Messenger, like say on Facebook or direct messaging on Twitter, although people cannot see those messages themselves, Facebook has built in a badge that basically lets people know how quickly you will respond to them if they contact you directly. So they know that this is a viable medium to get in contact with you. And then, of course, you're going to want to post content that your audience wants. If you don't know what to post about, I mean, you can always just ask them to leave feedback and see what they'd like. You can also just try a couple of different things and see what gets the most engagement. That's when you go back to your analytics and look at, impressions, how many people were reached, how many clicks were actually made on your posts, or, how many comments and likes you have. So even if you don't get a direct response from your audience, you still have analytics to help you figure out what to post. And you can post newsworthy and up-to-date topics that give people a reason to share. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that you could definitely help guide people to, understanding what is coming up in the accounting industry that might affect them. All right, so interacting with your followers is called community management, and that is comprised of three major components. That's creating content, managing engagement, and responding to reviews. So in some posts, some examples that we have here is first, you're going to want to understand the needs and wants of your clients. So define their interests, worries, questions. So for example, if you're going after the 24 to 35 demographic, you may want to start planting seeds to have them thinking about retirement. I know it's a long ways away, but now's the time to think about it. And so, ask yourself what questions they may have. What are their needs? How can your services solve a problem of theirs? And this is an actual client example, and I think this is a really good example of, his audience is startups. So he posts about startups and cash flow management for startups. And then, of course, you can post articles, tips, and poll questions. How-to articles do really well, relevant videos, opinions, newsworthy events. There's a lot going on right now that you could post about. And then, but don't forget, you can keep it pretty lighthearted as well, posting fun updates about your firm or, some funny cartoons here and there that just relate to people. Those do really well because, yeah, of course, people want to stay educated, but posting lighthearted content keeps them there because, not everything has to be super serious on social media. Okay, so the other thing too is to post frequently and consistently and respond to comments. And the reason why that's important is because it helps you build a credibility, right? So people can always rely on you to provide content that is interesting to them. You're going to want to reply to comments or in Facebook's case, reviews as well, usually within 24 hours, but as quickly as possible, ideally. And you'll also want to encourage clients to visit your social media pages and ask them for their thoughts. And then we also wanted to give you some guidelines on what not to do on social media. I'm sure you have a lot of examples nowadays, but um, basically, you don't want to post anything about, any negative changes in your office. If there's changes in staff or personnel, just keep that to yourself. Any offensive joke, or if you think that something might be taken offensively, any opinions, that you may have as a person. I know that, do whatever you want on your personal profile, but um, when you are representing your business, you are also representing the people that work for you and people that work for that business. So, any strong opinions one way or another about anything is going to upset some people and it may not be representative of the company as a whole. And that kind of leads to also highly debatable or opinionated posts. Just keep that to your personal profiles. And then in the case of Facebook, because people can leave reviews on Facebook, stay away from arguing with the person because that is a public forum and anybody else that visits the page will be able to see that. And so that just doesn't look good on you, no matter what the person says, just, it just doesn't look good on behalf of the company. So definitely take the high road when it comes to negative reviews. Um, okay, it looks like we have one question. I'll go ahead and get to your question during the Q&A, Catherine. Um, okay, so oftentimes when followers interact with your firm on social media with a comment or review, first reply to all comments and show that you value and pay attention to the feedback that you receive. It really is, it's not so much about responding to that person or just responding to that person. It's also about the visibility, right? So people that see you responding feel like they can come to you with feedback or can come to you with, comments. So you have to keep that in mind as you're responding to an individual. Make sure to reply in a timely and professional manner and remember that everyone can see. Okay, so here we have some tips on how to respond to positive and negative reviews. For positive reviews, publicly thank the reviewer for leaving a comment, personalize the response, and say, hey, thank you, nice talking to you the other day. If an employee or staff member is mentioned, let them know. It's always nice to get, kudos. And whenever I feel that like whenever somebody goes out of their way to leave a positive review or a positive comment about an individual, like it really is special because most people are more likely to leave a negative comment. So make sure that you give kudos to any staff member that might have helped and might have been involved. On the flip side, with negative reviews, just address them quickly and directly with apologies and offers to make things better. Don't necessarily make excuses or come back with accusations. And even if you truly feel that the reviewer is wrong, just try to move the conversation offline as quickly as possible so that you can interact with the person directly. And so that way you can you kind of leave all the nastiness off of the public forum or any potential nastiness that can come from it. And I do want to add that with like reviews and negative reviews, I'm sure you've all seen the rants on Yelp, and people can tell when it's just a rant. Like people can tell when the person is just aggravated, especially if you have a collection of a bunch of other reviews and your overall rating is positive. Yeah, you're going to get some negative Nancy's here and there, but people can tell when someone is just ranting versus when they have constructive feedback. So just keep that in mind. Most often, you're going to want to respond to negative reviews, but it really is, use it your own judgment on it. If you recognize the person and if you feel that the person may just escalate things unnecessarily, it's okay to have a cool down period and then wait to respond or just try attempt to respond to them directly and not respond on the forum. So it's not always black and white. There are exceptions to this, but for the most part, it's okay to respond. Okay, so I wanted to go over some resources that we have put together for you guys. There's a few blog posts that I'd like to recommend. So how and why does social media apply to your firm? 5 questions to ask the right social media provider if you're in the market for hiring somebody. We gave you a bunch of free tools. There's a blog post with some free tools for you to create your own content. The 30 great post ideas, common questions about social media. So really, we just want to keep you guys informed and give you the tools to make the best decision for your firm. And then we also have a white paper if you just don't know where to start with social media and you just need some guidance. I recommend that you start with this white paper, running an accounting firm in the age of social media. It'll just kind of give you a little bit more detail around social media and allow you to learn a little bit more and give you the tools to take the next step. If you think you're ready to take this on yourself, then we have this new social media toolkit. It's great for starting your own social media strategy or augment any social media services that you may already have. So if you already have someone that's creating content for you, but you need a little help personalizing it a little bit, or if you would like to personalize it more, then the social media toolkit can help you do that. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Keith, who's going to go over some product updates for you guys.
Great. Thanks, Fanny. As Fanny mentioned, I'm Keith Washington. I'm the VP of Products here at CPA Site Solutions, and I really appreciate everyone joining this webinar. And it's a really important topic around social media. And I just wanted to spend a minute giving those of you who are current customers of social media or current customers of CPA Site Solutions or interested in becoming a current customer of CPA Site Solutions, some updates on things that we are doing with respect to social media management. I think I can advance the slide, right, Fanny?
Mm-hmm.
There we are. So as Fanny pointed out, having a social media management presence or social media presence for your firm is really important. And we knew that a few years ago. So we started by developing social media management packages. And the point of social media, social media management solution is to keep you in front of your current clients as well as give you the opportunity to reach out to new clients. So it's really all about making sure you keep and retain as well as get new clients and keep them in front of the things that are important to your firm. And one of the ways we do that is by posting frequently. We will set up your social media account and brand it to your website. We'll also create and send relevant posts on your behalf. And we have 3 different levels. And I'm not just saying this as a pitch because I want to make sure people who are current social media management customers know about changes. But just to reorient everyone, we have 3 different packages, mostly built around the number of posts that you get. So Advanced is 4 posts per month, Premium is 8, and Elite is 12 posts per month. And it really is driven by the level of engagement you want to have with your clients. What you don't know is that, what you may not know is that we usually used to support Facebook and Twitter, and we replaced Twitter for CPA Site Solutions customers with LinkedIn and Google. So it used to be we would post on 2 different social media channels. We are now posting on 3. And the reason is that we found that with Twitter, it certainly does have a high adoption, but in terms of business focused, we think that both LinkedIn and Google Plus are much more specialized and much more relevant to your potential audience. 2, we also, with our new tools, are providing more specialized content for your firm to match your needs. This doesn't mean that we are posting custom posts on your behalf. So as Fanny pointed out, if you have things that are going on in your office, you should post them on yourself, or something that you want to, or that you find interesting, or that you changes in your business. you should post them yourself. What our solution does is augment your post with relevant posts on a regular basis. And so if you're a current client, it's important for you current client of our social media management offering, it's important for you to contact us. You should have received an email from us that says, we just want to get your LinkedIn and your Google Plus account set up. Please call us or please set up an appointment. So I'm encouraging you to do that because we want to make that change for you. And also make sure that we have the right understanding of some of your specialties. So please reach out to us to make sure that those changes get put in for you. The reason we changed, just some important things. One of the reasons we changed to LinkedIn because LinkedIn has a more business focus. As a matter of fact, when we launched social media management, there were a number of requests for us to support LinkedIn, and so now we're doing that. For those of you who aren't well versed in LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a business networking solution and a business networking channel. And I thought there were some interesting statistics about it. First of all, 50% of LinkedIn users are decision makers in their companies, meaning meaning you're likely to have clients that can, who are looking at your post, who can make decisions. Normally it's an older crowd. Some of the other channels may have younger crowds. If you're a LinkedIn user, I found this great because I do use LinkedIn. It means that you're intelligent. And I like, thinking of me as that way. 95% of LinkedIn users have a college education or higher, meaning that you're reaching a higher strata of clients, potential clients. The 48% of them are middle management or higher. So really just to understand that it has more business focus with respect to LinkedIn. Google Plus as a social media channel, people may look at that and say, well, how many people actually use Google Plus? It doesn't have a lot of share or market share yet, but there's some very important reasons to add Google Plus as a social media channel, and that most important reason is that Google Plus is owned by Google, the most powerful search engine in the world, meaning that they are adding value, or it will add value to your website, first of all, to have a Google Plus profile, and then to be posting on Google Plus. Google Plus content that you put in and that we will post on your behalf gets indexed immediately and shows up in search results, meaning that your website linked to your Google Plus account has benefits. It has benefits for that website. Anyone in your email can now see your Google Plus profile. So if you use Google Plus email or Google Mail, anyone can see your Google Plus profile. It's really interesting the way Google Plus is built. It's built around communities, so it's more likely that you will have a engaged demographic that's focused on areas that you are trying to promote. So having Google Plus is really important. It's YouTube connected automatically, and creating a social media platform as Fanny has pointed out, especially with respect to reviews in Google, can help you push down any negative SEO results, as well as help you with your review, with getting more positive reviews. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the benefits of having reviews on Google, but it's really important. So that whole tie-in we felt was important. So that's why we've added these two channels to our standard offerings. There's one other thing I want to just point out. Every CPA Site Solutions customer has the opportunity to add to their website at no additional charge a feature called reputation marketing. Many of you who are current customers have already done this, but I want to make sure you know what that means if you haven't. Reputation marketing is a page on your website that's called reviews, where you can collect reviews onto your website. And if a customer is happy, gives you a 4-star rating or higher, they will also be prompted to leave that review on your Yelp page or whatever outside review site you want. If they're not happy, you will get a message about it either way, and then you can respond directly to them. All of the reviews come into a review manager that's in your portal. So you can see any review that someone has left on your website, and then you can make a decision. First of all, you can respond to them. Second, if you like the review, you can push a button and it will be posted back onto that reviews page, see what other clients are saying about us. So it adds a benefit of being able to post that information back on your website, so when people are looking to see how you're viewed by your clients, then they can see this page. Coming this summer, we're adding another feature. It'll be a separately charged feature, but we will have discounts around it, called reputation marketing. We're going to add to the review manager the ability for you to see reviews from the outside sources. So a lot of clients leave reviews on Yelp or Google Plus or other review sites. All you have to do with this feature is put the link to those review sites into your reputation monitoring system, and we will automatically send you an email when you have a review from Yelp, and then allow you to see it in your review manager. You can respond to a client directly from the review manager. And if you like that review, you can post that review from an outside source back onto your website. So now you're getting to see all of your reputation in one location. And why is that important? Because, as Fanny pointed out, reviews are powerful. Reviews linked to your social media channels are very powerful as well in terms of engagement and in terms of making sure that your firm is viewed in the light that you want to be reviewed to be viewed in. So being able to collect all of that information and then post it back to your website, manage it from one location, we think is a very positive component in terms of review. So just in summary, I want to just point out that we are focused on making sure that we help you attract new clients as well as keep your current clients engaged through social media. We also think that reviews both on social media as well as monitoring reviews from outside sources is very important, and because if you don't respond to them, if you don't engage with clients, when new clients go to Yelp or go to other places to see how your business is viewed, that's one of the places they go in addition to your website. And you want to make sure that you are seen in the best light. You want to collect a lot of reviews and you want to have a lot of visibility on social media channels. So I just wanted to give you that update, and I think I'll turn it back over to Fanny for either one of us to answer any questions.
Thanks, Keith. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and look at whatever questions we have. Um, okay, so Catherine, you had asked, why is it important to respond to all reviews? Like we've said, it's more about visibility. It's about the person, of course, that left the review, but also potential clients that are trying to decide whether to move forward with you or not. And it's really about nurturing that potential relationship and creating that trust so that they feel like they can come to you. And that's really just done by responding to reviews. Okay, let's see. There's a question that I typically get, and it's a really interesting question. So one that I've been asked is it best to have Facebook or LinkedIn or a website? And basically, the question is asking, should I just be active on social media or should I also have a website? And the answer is, it's two parts. You should always just have a website, regardless of what marketing you're doing. Your website is going to be the hub of everything that you do, whether you're doing traditional, social, SEO, pay-per-click. You need a website to have something for people to refer back to learn more about you. So the second part of that question is asking, which platform should I be on, really? Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. I would say that I would start with the broadest, which is going to be Facebook. Try it out there, see if you're getting some engagement, see if you're getting, responses to your content. If you find that you're not, then maybe you can try a different one and just be a little bit more active on, like, say, LinkedIn and see what you're getting there, or if your audience is engaging with you there. So I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like a lot of people, ask, or accountants ask if whether a lot of these channels are an option, and the truth is that it's just not, because people expect you to be, online with a website or on social media or have some sort of search visibility. So just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Okay, we have a question about Instagram. Is it worthy? Okay, so Instagram, because it's more of a visual platform, I would say for accountants, maybe not as much. I would definitely prioritize LinkedIn over Instagram for accountants. And that's because Instagram still does not really have a mechanism to drive traffic to your site effectively. You can't link within the posts yet. Hopefully that'll change soon, but you can't yet. And you can link in through what are called Instagram stories, but you have to have a crazy amount of following in order to be allow that capability. You have to have like 10,000 followers. So, a lot of small businesses are not going to have that many followers. And also Instagram just has a really young demographic, or it skews very young. So that may not be what you're hoping for just yet. Like, that demographic still has to grow up. So um, I would say Instagram is more of kind of an add-on if you want to use it in conjunction with like your Facebook, because the two do integrate very well, but I wouldn't prioritize it. Um, do I have any recommendations on building a following? Yep, I do. So there's a couple of things that you can do to build your following. The more direct way is to send out an email to clients, let them know that you're on social media, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever your preferred platform is. And just let them know, that you're there and to please follow. That's the most direct way. If you're going to go with Facebook, one way that you could do it is create a little bit of content. So if you're already an existing member, you already have that content there, right? Fill out your profile, and then as you want to build engagement, you can actually boost individual posts. So you can boost individual posts for not a lot, spending a couple $10 here, $20 there, doesn't need a lot of money behind it. And so what that does, if you boost it for engagement and you can actually define who you want to reach with that particular post outside of your follower base, then you can get some engagement. And then when people start engaging and liking and reacting on Facebook, the post will give you a list of all those people, and it will tell you whether or not those people follow you. So then what you do is click a button next to their name that literally says invite, and then you're inviting them to follow your page. So then that person gets a notification on their end, and they can choose to follow your page. So it's just a way to build, and it's boosting posts is definitely not a long-term strategy. I recommend it more if you're just kind of starting out, or if you don't want to, or if you want to just get more followers and can't find a way to do it. That's a really direct way of accomplishing that. Okay. All right, let's see. We got some other questions. Which social media platform is most beneficial to accounting and CPA forms? Can you put the platforms in order by most to least beneficial? Okay, so it really just depends on your objective. That's why, I mean, I'm sure that Keith can speak to this, but that's why we cover so many different platforms in our social media offering, because at the core, the most important platform is going to be where you get your engagement. And that doesn't necessarily mean that one accountant is going to get the same engagement, or all accountants are going to get the same engagement on one specific platform. But if I had to force rank them and you just needed somewhere to start, I would start with Facebook first, because it's the broadest audience and it allows you to cast a wide net. I would then put LinkedIn up after that, because it is a business to business platform. So, especially if you're doing small business, or if you're working with small businesses or startups or anything like that, then LinkedIn is very valuable because you have a professional network behind that. And then from there, I would probably do Twitter. The thing about Twitter is that it requires a lot of content, because everything is in real time. So the lifetime of a post is a lot shorter than, LinkedIn or Facebook.
I want to add to that, Fanny, if I could,
Uh-huh.
because if you look at the stats, even though Facebook, there's a lot of noise about Facebook. Facebook dominates the social media market by
It
far.
does.
I think 68% of U.S. users have U.S. social media users are Facebook users, and that's down a little bit, but it's still that's more than twice the next one. Really interesting. Fanny may be wrong, but the number. So you have to be on Facebook. You just have to. As a matter of fact, Facebook is driving more into advertising, which we're going to be offering as well this summer, as well as less more about my engagement with my friends and more about commercial and monetizing the Facebook channel. So you're going to see them more and more become important in terms of business outreach. And so we think that we're comfortable with our thoughts. Number two, in terms of usage or adoption, is Pinterest. We are not, nor do I believe, or our team believes, that Pinterest is a good vehicle for you to find a new firm or accounting or CPA firm if you're a consumer. Nor do we think that it's that dominant in terms of a CPA firm getting new clients. So we, say, okay, that's nice. Number three is Instagram. Instagram's owned by Facebook, so Instagram's pretty powerful, but we felt, as Fanny pointed out, that LinkedIn for business is even more powerful. And then we also think that even though Google Plus does not have the share, our concern and our tie to you being able to make sure you optimize search results, both being on the Google map, being found in organic search, and having a Google Plus platform was important to us. So that's how we prioritize them. You may prioritize them differently. And by the way, you can post on lots of different platforms, and try to get engagement in any way you can. But we think that having those three platforms will provide the reach that you're looking for, and we are constantly monitoring that. If you're doing it on your own, by the way, it takes time, and I can't tell you the number of clients that I've seen who everyone sets up their Facebook account, they send out a post, they may create another one next month, and then the last post was on August 5th, 2012 or 2014. And that's never going to get you the level of followers or engagement that you're looking for in social media management. So please, so that's our thoughts, and that's my thoughts about social media management priority, beneficial to least beneficial.
Yeah, that's it. Those are good points. Okay, it looks like we have a couple more questions. It says, can you share some good topics for accountants to write blogs about? So actually, we have a blog post. We have a few blog posts. I'm going to direct you to that, to the resources part of this deck, because we actually give you a lot of ideas that you could post on social media about, but you could turn that around and write blogs about it. So I would just point you in that direction. And then the
How
next
do they
part of your
get those
question
links, Fanny, by the way?
there. So when we send the deck out, when you receive the deck, all you have to do is go over to the slide with the resources. So that's going to be slide 20. Go there. All of these links here will point you in that right direction. And see, it looks like the second part of your question is, can we write about what is trending, the future of an accounting firm? Should we talk about artificial intelligence? Um, I would say if you believe that those topics are something that your audience is interested in, if you really have gotten to know your audience or your clients, I guess you could say, then yeah, try it out. Try posting about that. And so see if that's something that they're going to engage in. It, like I said, it really just comes back to who you're speaking to, who your audience is. Um, and so I think that's one way that you can go. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we are just about out of time. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you do have a couple more questions, I'm going to go ahead and stay online. If there are any last minute questions roll in, I will answer to you directly on the GoToWebinar panel. But for now, thank you everyone else for joining, and hopefully you found this beneficial, please download all of the links that I'm pointing out on the slide, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.